We welcome in next a man who knows everything about sweaty nips. Yes, my man Matt Flynn. Whoa, Matt, what's going on? Are you okay?
Dial up. That's dial up.
Are you in a wind tunnel right now?
Oh, hold on a second. Let me try to figure this out.
Okay, you're good. You're good. It sounds good now. You're good.
Okay, all right, there we go. Hey, I was actually listening to you. You come back from radio, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to equalize the temperature in my car.
Mm-hmm.
I overcompensated for the cold, and it's extremely hot. I've got the sweats in my car right now.
I had to roll down the windows, get some of that cool air to push it out.
I know. Well, that's what I did, and y'all said it sounded bad.
That's what I figured.
I figured he had his window down as well. Matt, thanks so much for joining us today. I know that you've got to be incredibly excited to be doing radio with your best friend, Dick Dixon, once again. I did tease y'all's beer pong skills going into the break. When was the last time y'all played together?
It's probably been a couple of years. I mean, I haven't played beer pong in general in probably a couple of years. Last time I played, I bet you it was with Matt, though.
Hey, did we not play? I think we did play maybe 2 birthdays ago. We had a beer Olympics birthday party.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Matt did host the beer Olympics
at what
at his house.
What age?
This was actually last summer, sometime June.
Last summer?
Yeah, Matt hosted the beer Olympics at his house for his birthday. We had a bunch of games involving beer drinking, and we definitely won the beer pong. Yeah,
which we spit out. We didn't drink. We put it in our mouth and just spit it out.
Yes. Because we're responsible adults now. We have kids. Of course.
It's called beer pong, but we put water in the cups.
Yeah,
It's kind of like wine tasting.
We actually put My High because we're trying to get hydrated.
You gotta get them electrolytes. That's right. Shout out My High. Matt, so spring football is set to begin here on Thursday, man. And I guess there's a lot of storylines to talk about. For me, I'm really interested to see what this offense does. Does Joe Brady affect any actual philosophical change offensively? What do you want to see during this spring out of LSU football?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be an exciting spring because we don't have to worry about who's going to be lining up under center.
Yeah,
for one,
exactly.
We can, I guess, as a fan base and as and media members out in the watching practice can go watch a lot of other positions as well, right? They can pay attention more to the Brady effect of what philosophically is going to happen with the offense. They can watch the receivers, how they're coming along because they're such a talented group. How are they progressing? Are they maturing in their route running? Are they maturing as just human beings that are going to be able to adapt to some offensive changes and play with a high football IQ this year? I think the biggest thing to watch is obviously what changes the offense is going to make. Are we really going to be adapting more of the run-pass option into the offense? Because that's kind of what was touted with the new hire, right? And we know that they hired him for a reason. He is going to have some say. So he's not the offensive coordinator, but they certainly hired him to come and do a job, which was to put in some RPO system and just bring a fresh set of eyes and a fresh set of ideas to the passing game. So that's going to be exciting for me. Burrow is. He's going to be your leader on the offensive side of the ball. He's a tough guy. He earned that spot last year. As a quarterback, you're always kind of the de facto leader because you're the guy that always has to talk. But you're not always necessarily a respected leader, right? So people are always going to look to you, even though before you even ever play. But Joe Burrow earned the respect last year, so he is probably the hands-down leader of that offense. So that is going to put the offense light years ahead of where they were last year. Even spring training, they were rotating the quarterbacks, and even in training camp, we didn't know who the air quotes, we didn't know who the starter was going to be for a couple of weeks.
Look, okay, so that leads me right to my next question. That's the thing, Burrow wasn't even here during the spring last year, right? You had a guy who was learning on the fly the entire time. It seemed like basically there for 6 months by the time the season ends. Matt, put yourself in Burrow's shoes. How much better do you think he gets now that he has a full year under his belt in Baton Rouge with this team, this staff, this playbook? How much of a step can he take?
Well, it's all going to be a progression, right? So, the first half of the season last year, it was he played well and he did tough things and you like the grit and the attitude, but from a stat standpoint and just overall, I guess, command for the offense, it wasn't there yet at the beginning of the year. But you saw it progress each and every week, just because he was the first game he started, he was only there for 2 months, and so now going into, he's got a full year. I mean, the sky's the limit for the kid. He's accurate. He throws the short to mid-range passes very accurately. He showed a lot of success throwing the long ball, and a long ball is a low percentage throw as it is, but he had success throwing it deep. So he's one of those guys that you go watch him in practice. He's not going to be like jaw's not going to hit the floor, right? Because of he's not going to be like, oh my God, he can throw it through a brick wall, or he throws this super tight spiral every single pass, and it just looks pretty coming off the hand every single time. He's got a lot of arm talent, but he's one of those guys, you get him into a game, and all of a sudden he doesn't miss many passes. Like, he gets in the zone really quick in a game, and getting into a rhythm as a quarterback is something that's one of the most important things for that position. And the more competitive you are, the more grit that you have, the quicker you get into the zone and the feel and the flow of the game. And he seems to get there really quick. So that's why I like it. That's why people watch him and they're like, man, that guy's gritty. That guy's a gamer. And it's the truth. And that adds to his accuracy and his decision making in the game.
No, I agree, Matt. I think this spring you're going to see a lot of growth, as far as a lot more growth than normal. Typically in the spring, you got a lot of guys out there. You're trying to figure out, well, who's going to be my right guard, who's going to be my left tackle, who's going to be my running back. For the last couple of years, who's going to be the quarterback? This is the most guys you have coming back on your team. I think they lost Morrow, so they're going to be looking at tight end. You lost Brissett, but you bring in 2 running backs. You got some other running backs here that you really high on last year. I think it's going to be a very eventful spring. I think it's going to be one where you're going to see a lot more added in there, a lot of growth, a lot of additions to the offense, because they know who their quarterback is. They know who the pieces are on their offensive line. They're still trying to put it together, but this is probably the most you have coming back on a unit at a team at LSU in a long time. I don't remember when you had this many offensive players coming back that were with you, and you have more to build on and to grow that spring versus trying to figure out who's going to be in which spots.
Yeah, it's like LSU fans are going to lose their mind not having anything to talk about this offseason with the offensive holes that we got to fill. But I'm really excited about the offense. I'm really excited about the addition to the coaching staff. It's really cliche, but the success that the offensive had last year was so many question marks going into it, and now we're returning all these guys. We got a core. We got the leaders. We got guys a year older. Like, the sky really is the limit for the offense. And I know that they have to go against the SEC gauntlet, obviously, but there's a lot to be hopeful for LSU fans, and not a lot to complain about right now.
Hey, Matt, was Joe Brady, was he with the Saints when you were down there?
I do not believe so. I'm also terrible with names, so
he was just an assistant coach.
He would have been a
young
ginger boy.
Yeah,
he's 28 years old right now.
Did you notice a young ginger boy when you were with the Saints?
I'll tell you who was there when I was with the Saints was a young, hungry reporter. T-Bob Hebert was in the locker room after the practices.
Oh, that's true. I was still doing locker room availability.
That's right. I laughed a lot the first time I saw T-Bob in there.
I used to hate that, man. I used to really hate. Like, nobody wants to talk to you after practice in the locker room, man.
From going from college to pro is all the amount of people who walk into the locker room immediately, and you just got all these reporters sitting there while there's naked guys walking in and out of the shower and having those conversations, and you're like trying to just stare. You see all the reporters just staring straight up at you.
Make eye contact.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. After like a couple of years of doing that, it becomes normal, and it's like normalized that you just walk around naked in front of reporters. And looking back at it now, it's like, wow, that's really strange. But at the time, super normal.
Yeah, I don't want to go be a reporter and have to talk to you naked.
I actually have a genius idea for a great Twitter account that we could make, just snapping pics in the locker room as a reporter. I think now we'd have to do this anonymously because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of
probably illegal.
There's a lot of legal red tape involved in there for sure.
You think we could get a blue check mark? For sure.
I think we get a lot of followers.
Called the Bird
For
Watchers.
sure.
I will say, as a player, you get very creative and talented at how you wrap the towel around your waist or your shoulders or whatever to hide everything and get dressed while your towel's on. You get pretty creative to hide yourself.
The towels at LSU were always too tiny for me.
Yeah, they
Like,
fit
I'd have
around your
like,
waist.
no, I'd have like a full thigh sticking out. Matt, thank you so much for joining us this morning, man. You have an excellent day, my friend.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good morning.
Matt Flynn,
Later, bub.
national championship winning quarterback.